Okay. Let's get it, man. We here, man, today with my man D, my man Antoine.
Yes, sir.
We here at the LLHQ.
Family.
For y'all who don't know what LL stand for, it means Legendary Legacies. It's
be legendary.
100%. Yeah, man, get yourself comfortable. We're going to be here for a little bit, man.
Right.
You already know. And to the left of me, I got my man Antoine, man. You know what I'm saying? Say hello to the people, let the people know.
Peace. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Peace, God.
Yes.
And to the right of me, man, I got Big Shack Attack, my man D, man.
Good energy.
You know how it goes, man. And for your host, man, my name is Brian. For you ladies and gentlemen who don't know who I am on the other side of the mic, my name's Goya, man. You know?
Here it is.
I wanted to give a shout out real quick, man, before we get things started. I wanted to give a shout out to my man, Miguel, my life coach, man. You mean the world to me. Ron, to get this all started, man. He's actually
Second that.
Yes, man. That's that dude. You already know, man. And 100%, them guys, man, they making this happen. So
can we also shout out our cameraman? You know what I mean? The brother who took his time out to really
face that y'all can't see.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Help us dive into all of this. You know what I mean? My brother Mario, you know what I mean?
Oh, man.
Much love to this brother. Yeah.
That was the time, though.
You know what I mean?
I'm just joking, man. That guy Mario is more than... The reason why I touched that button, man, is because you said cameraman, and he is so far much more than just the cameraman.
Yes, sir.
That guy trained us from the start, from the ground up, all the way, got everything started for us, man. And we appreciate you, man, 100%.
Highly, yes, sir.
I just would like to say hello to everyone, you know?
Absolutely.
Whoever's watching and listening, hello. Have a blessed day.
Yes, all the way. Yeah, going in, coming back. Have a blessed day, baby. You already know, man. Another shout out I wanted to give out before I forget was to my man Mark Mack, man. He gave me this shirt right here, and it gives you information. It says here, follow, tap here. And all you got to do is, tap your phone to my sleeve and your information to come up. And they're customly made for whoever buys them. So at the end of the day, whatever information you want to put on it.
So whatever business you got out there, or whatever organization you're a part of, you can, get your brand out there,
That's big.
That's probably the first. That's probably the first goal like that. I never even heard anything like that.
That's why I'm telling people, man, hop on this now before you the last to have it, man. I'm telling you, man.
Especially if they're physical trainers out there. A lot of people don't want to just walk up, and, So you see that on the sleeve, and you just tap it, but like, all right, boom, I can trust this person right here.
You'll get all his information just off the quick tap. And it's a new technology, and you could wear it, dry it, whatever. I mean, wear it, wash it, all that, and dry it, and it's good for 60 washes. But,
so our number one host, man, tell the people why we here, though.
We here on the road, we travel, man, and we here to let the people out there know, man, who we are and what we mean, what we represent. And honestly, we're going to start with the first question, man, is really how we got here. You know what I mean? We all have different life paths. We've recently met probably in the last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
probably probably before, some after. I don't know. You know what I mean? Exact dates. But I do know that since we've met, it's been on the up and up. Nothing but positive vibes. Nothing but progression, progress, all that. You know what I mean? So I really wanted to touch base on and let the people know how did we really get here, man? If you gave people a little chunk of your life, man, real quick, give us the rundown. I'm going to start on the right, man, to my man Shack Attack D, man.
I'm here, fully.
Okay, then.
Blessed spirit.
Yes, sir.
I got here first by being on the bottom.
Okay, elaborate on that.
Incarceration. It's a big word, but it's bigger than that. And so, that's where it started first. And so while being incarcerated for many years, pretty much half of my life, I'm 38. I spent 18 years in prison.
God damn.
And so
that's a lot of years.
That was a hit, going in young, having that mindset of, doing the things that brought me there. Things that I, was normal, that I normalized.
Absolutely,
being influenced by people who was also behaviors that was also normal to them.
Yeah.
So no one knew anything.
Yeah.
So there was no one pushing anyone in the right direction.
It was like the blind leading the blind.
Yeah.
Blind leading the blind. Fully.
Oh, man.
Fully. So, like I said, that's how that started my transformation to wanting to be on a different road. Although we all walk and run the same road.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
But off of that road, there's another road that can lead you in the right direction.
Yeah. So did you start off on, like you just said that, you know what I mean? You started off on the wrong path. You know what I mean? And it led you to, you said, 18 years in prison?
Led me to 18 years in prison.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, that's a lot of years, man. And what really got you through it?
God first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay, yes, absolutely.
Although I started, on the bottom, being incarcerated, I was raised in the church.
Ooh, okay.
And so,
amen.
That was something that was embedded in me.
Okay.
But that wasn't important to me.
At that time.
That's the difference. Yeah. But now you have a lot of idle time and you're down. You start to reflect and come back and start to think of what made me go this way when I was taught this way.
Right.
So that's what you would say from in the beginning, obviously you grew up in church. So you would say that God had his path for you.
God had his path for me, but I ain't want no parts of that. Because this is present, and the blessings that God was giving me, I didn't,
You wasn't catching up on.
I wasn't catching.
You wasn't picking up on.
Nor was I receiving them, because I'm doing something better.
Yeah.
And I remember times I'm arguing with my mother before, because I went to prison for, a crime on someone.
Ooh, okay.
But I used to also sell drugs.
Okay.
And my mom's didn't.
You was in the trifecta doing all of it.
Of course, she didn't approve to none of it, but drugs, because that's what she's seen me do. Of course, she didn't approve to it.
No, absolutely not.
So I used to tell this lady, my mother, drugs would never send me to prison for life.
Yeah, right.
Drugs would never give me a life bid.
Oh, man.
And little do you know,
it led to one. One led to the other. What you was telling her, this ain't never gonna end up to that.
Never.
And that one, you know what I mean? I don't know the exact, logistics to your case, but from what I'm grasping, you're saying that basically you were selling the drugs and that led to the official
No. It didn't lead to the official. It was amongst. That's
it was part of the whole.
That's like when you're an addict.
Right.
Yes, you smoke one thing, you drink, it all leads to lead
connected. Yeah, absolutely.
So, that's pretty much what, what came about in that situation.
That's what basically got you here, man. So for my man on the left, man, Antoine.
Yes, sir.
Let me know.
Right,
let the people know. Not let me know, but let the people know really what brought you here. What got you here today?
Pretty much 16 years of homelessness.
Seriously? Homelessness?
Homelessness, yeah. Chronically homeless.
Wow.
That's crazy. This whole time I thought you did time. That was one thing that
But
wow.
And
I can see how he relate though.
It was right.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It was more on the fact of not having a clear goal or a clear vision in mind for my life. I didn't know where I wanted to go, in life. So it just led me down, partying and hanging out to, smoking weed and drinking. And eventually by, 18, I left on my 18th birthday and never looked back. So chronic homelessness throughout Boston. Now? 35.
You're 35. Okay, man. 17 years after you. Okay.
And I just started to get my life back at the height of COVID.
Wow. So all them
in a
years,
tough time like that.
All them years before COVID. Because COVID was 2020?
Mm-hmm.
So 3 years before that. So what you were saying, 16 years, 15 years.
Right.
But 14 years reality, just running the streets, homeless,
homeless.
Wow. And so young, man.
Trying to figure it out, and just like my brother D said, God had a plan for me, but I kept wanting to run away from it.
Isn't that weird how that works, man?
Right. And
that's because we don't know the importance of God when we running.
Right.
So we run away from God.
We see the importance on whatever is in our sight.
And then in the long run, I'm kind of glad I did go down that road because I want to see the significance of him really there
doing his
work and beside me, at 21.
Now you know he's real because he brought you through it.
I know. I'm looking at. I would have never thought, never in a million years would I have thought you went through homeless this whole time, man. I thought you did a bit. I thought, it's crazy. This whole time, I thought you went to Norfolk, man.
At 21, got buck 50'd. You know what I mean? To the point where the blade almost hit my jugular. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It was just like I had to really wake up in that moment. You know what I mean? Move out to Providence, and Providence wasn't really getting no better. And then once COVID hit, I knew God was trying to tell me, like, sit yourself down.
Was it COVID that brought you to LL?
It was the series that happened during COVID. Got kicked out of shelters. Out on the streets. And then I was just like, you know what? I need to do something with myself. Went into a program out here in Worcester, from there, Salvation Army, Everyday Miracles, shout out to them.
Oh yeah, EDM does a good work, man, over there.
And then with the director over there, Mike Arello, he was just like, yo, I got these guys, that you should link up with, Legendary Legacies. And
Mike is the dude with the cane?
Yes, sir.
Oh, he old school, man. I done heard a lot, man. He the legend, man. He been doing a lot of good things for the community, man. Shout out to him at ADM. I forgot about that. Yeah, so go ahead. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. And just like I spoke with Gabe this afternoon when we went to the speaking engagement. It's been almost a year.
Who's Gabe?
Gabe is one of the life coaches here at Legendary Legacy. Shout out to my brother there,
Also a good man.
Doing big things right now. But it's been a year since being with Legendary Legacies, and
good choice, bro.
It's been a beautiful journey.
I think it was probably your best choice that you've made, and probably wasn't your choice. It was probably the man's upstairs choice.
Right.
Absolutely. You heard his voice got turned to high pitch.
Exactly.
That was real.
Right.
And as for me, how I got here, all right. I got here in a 2010 Toyota Camry. No, I'm just joking, man. Nah. All aside, man. I got here when I got released from prison in 2021. Little bit shortly after they let the lockdown off, the COVID lockdown, I got released.
Wow.
And I got released to a program, Hector Reyes, man. Shout out to them, man. They good support over there, man.
Sir.
I can't ever say nothing wrong about them. My man that worked there, he linked me up with Ron and everybody here, man. He just said, yo, your vibes is always good, man. You always on the up and up. You always got a good way to look at things, And I told him, man, that didn't come from day to night, man. That came from some hard times.
That's work.
Exactly. A lot of work, man. You got to put in that work on yourself, man, and really evaluate things, especially when you're behind them walls. So long story short, when he brought me here, it just, I didn't feel like I had to fit in. I felt like I was already part of the family.
That's the ill part.
That's
about
the energy at LL, man.
Yeah,
because we all got the same vibe and we on the same.
We all have different roads we travel, but literally we on that same highway. You feel me?
Purpose,
and it's like we might all take a little different exit or a little, detour or whatnot. But I'm super glad that we all ended up at the LLHQ, man, and been able to really make things happen over here. And so now with that known, now that you know how we got here, along that road that you took, what really changed? What changed you, or what made a difference in your life that you could tell the people that had a great impact on you, man? All right, we can go this way. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
What really changed me is the fact of just realizing, I have potential, just gaining my confidence back, which is, living life. At one point in time, I was scared of actually committing to like being an adult, a functioning adult in society. My brothers here, you and D, y'all been locked up, but I was locked up in my mind.
You was in your own prison.
I was in my own
with
prison
freedom.
With freedom.
Man.
Which is
and that's a lot of society.
Oh man, that's a double-edged sword. You freedom without freedom.
Right.
I can't fathom that, man. I can't fathom that. I don't know what that was.
That was for a very long time, until, like I said, COVID happened, and I was just like, I gotta stop leaning on my own understanding and let the Lord, drive this car. Put me in the trunk, with the spare tire and the tools.
He said, man, put me in the trunk, man.
I can't be anywhere in the car, near that steering wheel, because I would take my free will back over, and crash like a dummy. And I was doing that constantly. So I was just like, you know what? Yes, something has to change. Let me stop running from his will.
Well, so if nothing changes, nothing changes.
Changes. Right.
So you started what the saying, the change was the awareness factor.
Right.
Once you was aware that you needed to make a change, you got here, and what happened when you got here? That's what I'm trying to say. Is like, what changed the patterns, the mental attitude, like the opportunities that came along the way that made you think different to make you who you are right now, sitting before me.
It was simply like, one, I knew I had a support system, and I acknowledged that to the fullest. At one point in time,
these dudes out here willing to help.
The support system that I so-called had wasn't even supporting their own self. No. So I couldn't rely on them, at all. But when I seen brothers who were in similar situations like me,
made things easier.
Doing it and actually doing it, actually walking it out, I was just like, you know what? Okay.
This is
if they can do it, I can do it.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
And more. So, yeah, it just started to change my whole mentality, like within the next couple of years, I want to be working on getting my own house.
Yeah, man. Which absolutely. That's a big fact.
Which been something on, like my mind for the past 10 years, but had no vision on how to achieve it.
Now you got your vision, man. Now that you got your vision, what you got to do is take care of your sight. There's the difference between sight and vision. Mm-hmm. Your vision your vision is what's at the land, like, at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? That's why they say start with the end in mind, and that's your vision.
Your thought.
You know what I'm saying? And then your sight is what's in front of you, what you can take on a day-to-day basis, you know what I mean? And keep tackling that on a day-to-day basis. And if you keep complying and taking care of what's in your sight, it's only a matter of time that you get to your vision. You feel what I'm saying? Sir. At the end of the day, man, don't confuse, sight and vision in two different things.
Absolutely.
But for my people, man, and thank you for sharing that, man. I definitely appreciate
thank
you.
Y'all. Thank y'all for even being on this journey with me through this whole podcast. And
absolutely, man. We've been on this one with you, man, all the way, man. And we got a lot to go, man. The question back to what we were saying, man, was what changed, man, along the road that you traveled, man, that brought you here? Or not even that brought you here. What changed along the way? You know what I mean? I would say from your perspective, from prison to here. You know what I mean? What was that? You know what I mean?
For me, I did a lot of reflecting while being incarcerated.
18 years, I could imagine.
18 years. And I started to see, the ones that's there, the ones that's not there, even family. And I started, I came up with this thing, friends and family by default. Like, there was no choice. Like, I grew up with you. We played ball together. I don't really know much about you, but we've been friends all our life. But that's been by default. because I don't even know.
That's what, that crazy.
It's crazy. And when you don't see family and you're in a situation that you think that support should be there.
That you think because they family that it should be automatic.
And so no, you just family by default. You know, we just got the same, you know, your mother and my mother's just sisters, which made us cousins.
Deep.
So,
man.
it gets deep. So now I started, think more. It's like identity. Like I'm not a drug dealer. You look at me as that. That's not
right.
I'm not a murderer.
Right.
You look at me as that, but that's not my identity. So as I started think, I started to pass what I'm thinking on to fellow convicts, to family, to my son.
Yeah, wow.
Who spent all his life growing up while I was incarcerated.
Wow. How old is your kid?
He's 8. He's about to be 19.
Wow. So he's been, this would be 1 year of you being out.
Yes.
Okay.
So man. I spend as much time as I can with him.
Oh yeah, man.
Absolutely. So it's a beautiful thing. He's in a different town, but I travel to him,
You make it happen.
Absolutely.
Right,
so
definitely.
So sitting in prison for all this time, not knowing when and if I'm going to get out, I'm just building on myself, taking up all the energy, reading books and meeting with people who I see who's like-minded or people who I want to start thinking and walking like.
And during these 18 years, what were you doing? A second degree or first?
Second degree.
So you were doing a second degree. So all that time that you was doing that, right? You still had a lot of years in front of you, right?
Still had a lot of years. And that doesn't mean you're going to get out.
That's what I was about to say. Because it's 15 years with a possibility to parole.
Yes.
That's what a second degree life carries. So you not even knowing 100%. You know what I'm saying? What could happen from here to many? Because you in jail, man. Yes. Life switches like this.
And it switches. And how that one snap of a finger can change
your whole life
when you do get out or if you do get out.
And you still
they can add on time.
Oh.
So you got to be on your
pretty
P's
much
and Q's. P's and Q's.
Absolutely.
And so for me, I think it's actually easy to go left or right in prison. You can go
all the way.
It's up to you which way you want to go.
Right.
Because you got the fellas over here who's waiting because they thinking just like you. You go and you got the law library, the community service building, the studio.
Yeah.
You can go to these places. You can go to, go and find a job.
There's so much, it's sad to say, but there is a lot to do.
There's a lot to do.
There's a lot to do.
Brother was speaking earlier about, being free in society, but in prison in the head.
Mm-hmm.
I was in prison and sad to say,
you were free in your mind.
I was free in my mind.
It was a backwards situation.
Wow, that's heavy.
That's
heavy, brother.
And so that's
heavy.
And it's but when you doing that and you digging, you doing that research about who you are and how you don't identify as who they once seen you as. That's not my identity. Now I'm building on who I am. And so now I'm correcting all my problems. And now I'm transforming. And now I can pass that on to someone else who once think like me or still think like how I once thought.
They say the only way you could keep it is by giving it away, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And it's not for you.
Recovery
it's for
101.
you, but pass that on. Like I used to sing all my life growing up. And once I started reading the Bible, that's not for me. But pass that on. Sing that song. Give that praise. So I started singing in prison in the church.
Yes.
Oh, you got something? Come on, man.
Come on.
You got something. You got just a little something, man. Just a little.
It ain't a thing because God's always in my heart.
Oh, let me hear that.
And what God has for me is always for me.
Nobody can take that away. Whatever God has for you is for you. Mm-hmm. But what's for the people?
Only God.
Okay.
Only God can judge me.
Come on now.
No
matter what I did.
Wow.
No matter what you've done, I give him praise.
Woo! We went to church with this. Come on now. Come on.
Man,
talk to him.
That's me,
okay. I didn't know you had that in you, my guy.
Yeah, it's there,
What? We about to come out with a whole gospel album with this man over here.
Right.
Yo, that was heat, bro.
Yeah, that was freestyle. God he's on my heart.
for your ladies is in trouble out there, man. Don't start singing to to. Shoot,
they're gonna start fainting.
You know what I'm saying? Having fainting. Okay, then. Wow,
we here.
That was deep. You have an amazing voice, my brother, man.
Thank you, man.
That was deep, man. I didn't know you had that in you. Get a little hot in here, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. And for me to answer the question, man, for the question is what changed along the way, and I can't say that. It's funny because you say that nothing changes and then you could say everything changed. And it's like, for me, in all aspects, what the best thing that changed was really my mindset. Like, from me going in, like, I went in on a trafficking charge, you know what I'm saying? And I had 5 of them running at the same time. So when I'm in county, I'm super depressed. I came in at like 250 pounds. You know, I wasn't in the right state of mind, and I was just, you know, had all
That's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Plus, you just took a hit.
Yo, I took a crazy hit. They got me on a $150,000 bail, which was the weird to me. It's like, I've seen people with bodies catch a $25,000 bail, and they looking at me like I'm El Chapo, and I ain't even got, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't the big kingpin, whatever you want to call it. I was just
scare factor.
Yeah, I was just a degular, you know, hustler, whatever.
Yeah.
But so I'm in county, right? And my man, one of my guys, he tells me, just buckle up, man. You're going to be taking this one for a ride, man. You're going to be here for a little while. So
try to discourage you.
Wow.
And I was like, he's like, you should really reflect and look inside yourself to see what you could change to make yourself a better person. And I'm like, what this?
That's a jewel. And then, you know, he gave you some discouragement and then he gave you a jewel.
But on you.
I'll be real with you though, but at that moment I did not feel like that was no jewel. You don't want to hear that shit. I'm just like, shut up, man. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm trying to go home, bro.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But he was right. He was right. I definitely was sitting that one round. I buckled my seatbelt and I just said, man, some things really need to change. And you know, by the grace of God, I started to pick up little books here and there, man. And you know, the first one started off with Thick Fist, Black Heart. It was just like a self-help book for dummies. And boom, it started breaking things in. And little by little, you know, couple push-ups here, couple push-ups there. Boom, I'm, you know, losing a little weight. Dudes are starting to notice. And that kind of like how you said, man, it built your confidence back.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I never felt like I had lost my confidence.
Oh, that's why you're so confident today. Okay. You lost all that weight.
You got to walk in the room, man, like you know you the shit, man.
There
and it's like, I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody, but I am great.
You are.
I am great.
You are better than
right.
Yeah,
and
that's like, I put myself to a high standards, man. And at the end of the day, I try to hold that bar. Cause it's like, if I can't be better than the man I was yesterday, then what am I really doing? You know
Come on now.
Some people's not doing better. They're not thinking.
Right.
Yeah,
so you're doing better, so you are better.
That's it. All right, I could definitely thank you, man. I appreciate you,
That's
man.
it.
But my whole battle is, I mean, like Michael, like MJ said, I'm fighting the man in the mirror every day.
Every day,
you know
man.
Like, it's not a battle between me, you, and the next person.
It's a battle between me
and me.
And it's like, like talking about being better. It's like I tell a person, man, you know, I'm not nowhere near conceited. I'm convinced. It's a big difference, man.
He's not.
It's like I don't think because I'm better than everybody. No, I'm convinced that I am great. You know what I'm saying? And whatever I do and whatever I put my mind to, I will become great. You know, and my mother taught me that as a little kid, man, that you could put your mind to whatever you put your mind to, you will become good at.
Absolutely.
And that's what it was, man. And for her, I'm grateful for every day, man. I love you, Mom. You know,
shout out to the moms.
Right.
You know, shout out to the Mom Dukes, man. But we here, and now that you let the people know, you know what I'm saying, how we got here and what changed.
Yes, sir.
Where do you think with this little platform we got, this situation that's occurred, where do you think we headed from here? Where do you think that we could accomplish if we put our heads together? Or what kind of goals you got set for yourself? Where do you think we going from here?
At first, I'm just trying to reach the people who don't think they have a path.
Ooh, that's big.
You know, to pull the people in. Like I was once in a situation that I'm stuck. I have to stand up for count. I have to eat when they tell me to eat.
I hated that.
Right.
I have to go outside when it's outside time. An adult.
Every single move you get told.
So it's like, for the ones who who has physical freedom and who's imprisoned in their mind, we still relate. And so I just want to reach those people who just don't think they have a path. And there's always a path. You just have to meet the right people, network, and
There's
allow
always
yourself
a road to travel. There's always a road to travel.
Allow yourself to travel that road because you start as a low. We all start as a low.
Absolutely.
Even from a baby. We don't know what to do. Someone's teaching us.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can forget how to do things when you're out there living the streets life or whatever, brokenness, homelessness. You forget as an adult how to do things.
Yeah.
And so you need that boost, that encouragement, that confidence to get back to where you need to be.
Absolutely.
And it's a blessing that we have a brother, Antoine, who's actually lived that. It's a blessing to have a brother who's done prison time, who's lived that.
Right. Exactly.
I've lived that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's many more of us.
So we all here
you come to this
who've been
camp.
through some things, who lived some things, who've conquered some things, and we are now here on this path to allow people to see us as, look at who we are. We clean, we shave, you know.
Yeah.
we can speak, we got
He look good,
you know?
He look good, you know what I'm saying?
So yeah, that's me, man.
Yeah, man, absolutely, man. And for that, I am very appreciative on that. So Antoine, what do you think, man, from here? Where do you think you're going? Where do you think you see yourself in 5 years or even in the next 5 months? You know what I'm saying? Where do you think you're going from here?
That's heavy, brother. You know, well, first and foremost, you know, in the next 5 months, I see us doing a lot more episodes on this road we travel.
Yes, sir.
But this podcast, you know,
It's fun.
But then also, you know, through Legendary Legacies, which, you know, we started to spearhead an outreach, you know, on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, we 5 to 7. We were talking about that at the advisory board.
They actually changed the times from 1 to 3 because staff.
I can't be able to help at that time, man. I'll be at work.
But you know, there's going to be more opportunities because we also partnered with other organizations. We're going to be getting more supplies, but you know what I mean? Just reaching the people where I was at during COVID, you know what I mean?
Yes, talk that.
Feeding my soul, man. You know what I mean? I get so excited when I go out there and handing out just little toiletries to somebody in need.
You don't know whose day you're making by doing that.
You know,
you don't know who's in need for that.
Breaking down my testimony to them and just seeing them light up. You know what I mean? But yeah. That's why I see myself just growing and progressing from here. You know what I mean? Like
only on the way up, on the way up.
Right.
Only up from here, man. You already went through the bottom. Absolutely, man. You done already went through the hard part, man. All you got to do is stay consistent and keep pushing and keep making a difference on a day-to-day basis.
One jewel that I heard from a brother, the only way a seed can grow is if it gets planted in some dirt. You know what I mean? And
yes. If it goes through the mud, man, it's got to go through that dirt. That's the only way it's going
to grow. You know what I mean? So
yes, been through it. The only way it's going to grow, man, is if it's been through the dirt, man, it's seen through the dark.
That's right.
And you got to obviously water it,
you
man.
You got to be watered.
100%, man. And that's big, man. I thank you for sharing that, man. I appreciate you for that.
Where do you see yourself? My brother.
He got it.
Yes, sir.
I see myself, man. I see myself, to be honest with you, I see myself, I don't like to focus 100% on one thing. I don't know if that's a double-edged sword. So I like to, focus on a couple things. My social media, that here and there, the podcast thing, I really do love networking. I love talking to y'all, man. I love sharing my you know what I'm saying, my story, my other brother's story, man, and being here, man. This is big for me. But honestly, I've always had a passion for personal training. Like, and I wouldn't say always. It really just it exacerbated when I was incarcerated, when I started making the changes for myself and seeing what it did for me.
Yeah,
healthy changes.
It
mind, body, spirit.
And you don't understand how much they are all connected. Like once I started, it started with the mind. You know what I mean? A lot of people think it starts with the body.
No,
it doesn't start with the body. Obviously, you get some confidence and all that. once you start seeing yourself good. But when I started at the root, at the body, like I started at the mind, and the mind started telling the body started feeling good. Once the body started feeling good, the spirit started building up. You see how it all starts getting connected? Everything's connected, man. What's up? The mind, body, spirit. Once you start feeling good, now I could start sharing it to you. I could start telling you, this is what I did, so and so. This is how the steps I took to get where I'm exactly. So it's like information without application is just, you know what I mean? It's like prayer with no action is just basically begging. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like once I started applying what I knew and seeing the actual, you know, the fruits of my labor coming in, it changed my perspective on just not just myself, but on everything, on so many different things, so many different aspects that it's like, you know what, I gotta go full force with this. I gotta help somebody out there feel as good as I feel, because I've been at the worst. Like I said, 250 pounds.
Keep it for yourself. You got to pass that on.
Exactly what I just said to you. The only way you can keep it is by giving it away, man. You got to sharpen that tool, man. Abraham Lincoln once said, man, if I had 6 hours to chop down a tree, I would spend the first 4 sharpening my axe. You understand what I'm saying? You got to sharpen that mind, brother. That mind is everything, man. And without it, I swear you're going to fold. You're going to fold, man. You gotta sharpen that, man. That's a tool, brother. That's the best tool. That's the best tool you got in the box, brother. You feel what I'm saying?
You ain't lying.
No boo. I'm telling you, man. So with all this known, man, and I appreciate you guys for sharing y'all stories and letting the people know a little bit about yourselves, because I could only imagine with 18 years, not even before that, you got plenty of stories, and I could only imagine of what those eyes have seen. It's like, and felt, man, you guys have probably been through the worst, you know what I'm saying? And seen the best is yet to come. You know what I mean? The best is yet to come. So you guys gotta.
But we on that path.
I want to show.
We on that road.
I want to show the people. You know what I mean? Y'all success. I want to show them the grind, the grit, the hustle that you guys done put in to get here, man. We done gave them a little glimpse of who we are and what we stand on. You know what our characteristics are, certain things like that. But we're going to get more in depth with things as you go along here at Legendary Legacies. You're going to see a lot more. We're going to have a couple people come in and they're going to share their stories. But don't forget one thing, how my man left it off last time. He has said something that blew my mind on our last meeting. And he has said, man, tell the kids, man, don't be afraid to fail. And when he said that opened a whole new lane. When he had said that opened a whole new lane of thinking, man, because it's like you got to let the people know, man, the only way we got here is through constant failures. Constant failures.
Until we got it right that one time.
100%, you know. And
you didn't try if you ain't fail.
Right.
How do you know what you're going to be good at, you know what I'm saying, until you give it a shot?
That's it.
And even then, you still got to keep trying. You still got to keep trying. Going for yours.
If you pass on the first go, that means you did a lot of studying.
Yeah, right.
Yo, man. So, we about to wrap it up over here, man. Like I said, I definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in with us, man. We want you to have a great night.
Shout out to our hosts.
Love y'all.
Shout out to LL. To the good brothers.
All right, man. Take it easy, man.
All right. Peace. Much love.